welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Barry. Today we're going to be watching Kid Nation Jontron. I have no idea what Kid Nation is, and I'm scared.
Hey everyone, before we get into things, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, and that sponsor is Lords Mobile. Not only did they help make this video possible today, but they also are aiding in the fight against the coronavirus by donating over 1.8 million pieces of medical supplies to countries in need. But that's not all. They also want to support you.
Me?
Me?
That's
oh,
what
yes,
I said.
You. With everything going on in the world today right now, Lords Mobile and I wanted to try to find a way to help you and give back a bit. So we're doing a $20,000 giveaway.
What?
20 people will be getting $1,000 each.
Guys, do not ask me to ever run something like this. I can maybe give 10 chatters 20 cents. That is all you're getting from me.
It's super simple. All you've got to do is download the game from the link in the description and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win. You'll also automatically receive a $350 Lords Mobile gift pack after downloading the game. In Lords Mobile, you can play with over 300 million players around the world to form a guild with your friends and take on the world together. Your guild mates are your allies who can send you resources and help you with your building projects.
Is that what it's called, Clash of Clans? I remember I downloaded it a long time ago when I was in Spanish class. And I was like level 1 and a level 20 came in and took all my stuff. And I said, you know what? I'm not playing this no more. This is not worth my time.
You can also team up together to take down your enemies and defend each other from outside threats. Or if you just want to let off some steam, you can capture, sequester, execute, or even charge ransoms for other players. The game has a mix of strategy, RPG, MMO, and city building. And if you're a solo player, they have an RPG-style campaign where you'll create your strongest team of 5 heroes to lead your kingdom to glory or failure. Sorry, I can't guarantee your victory if you aren't in my guild. My bad. So, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and download Lords Mobile from the link in my description to automatically be entered in the $20,000 giveaway. Okay, let's go. I've got a question for you. If it were the year 2007, your name were Jonathan Karsh, and CBS, the primetime family-friendly television network, just gave you a shitload of money to make a reality television show, would you, A, put a bunch of literal children in the middle of the desert in a Lord of the Flies-style situation without adult supervision and force them to survive, or B, congratulations, if you chose A, you're correct.
Let's
you're insane. Basically, this was a real show somehow. I don't know how they got away with it. It was a real reality television.
Oh my God, they just loaded all of the kids on a bus, brought them out in the middle of nowhere and said, good luck. Worst field trip ever.
And
oh, and I used to love sitting in the back of the bus because that's where, one, the kids smoked Smarties. I didn't, but they did. And whenever the bumps would be really big, you could like jump up in the air and get a bunch of airtime.
2007, where they took a bunch of young kids of varying ages and put them in the middle of a desert to create a society all on their own. And they filmed it.
No way.
For real. I swear I'm not making this up. They really did this. And I have no idea how I've never heard of it. I had to experience this, and now, so do you. So prepare yourselves for the impending PR disaster that was...
I don't know how this is legal. Whoa, wait, is this a set? Does the snake stay?
This is Bonanza City, New Mexico. Or what's left of it, anyway.
What happened to them?
Pioneers who ran this place back in the 1800s ran it into the ground. Lack of leadership and lack of will combined to leave this town completely and totally dead.
Lack of leadership, lack of courage, lack of hydration. They moved to Los Angeles.
Stay hydrated.
They're fine now. I'm gonna put kids here. How did they get away? Was there a lawsuit attached to this?
I need to know that too.
In the synopsis from the Kid Nation wiki here, speaking before an audience of television reviewers, producer Tom Foreman acknowledged that Kid Nation would inevitably share some elements with William Golding's novel Lord of the Flies.
He admitted that it was gonna be a PvP zone. Yeah, they might fight each other. We're gonna just like randomly worms drop muskets in, see what happens. You never know. Kids be crazy.
How do you bitch that? Listen, board of directors, I know you've got safety at the forefront of your mind. Inevitably, though, the kids will begin to kill one another to form a dominance hierarchy. If you see, those are the script. That's the script, and this is the production. It's built. You can't not have the fat kid. It's really hard.
Now, 40 new pioneers will try to fix their forefathers' mistakes and build a town that works.
I want to be the sheriff.
Easy. Pioneer living is tough. And the amazing part is, these pioneers are children.
have basically no chance. My question is, too, just already thinking about this, do they get running water? I don't think Pioneers had running water. They definitely didn't have fiber internet, so no Switch 2 for the kids. What did people do for fun back then? Maybe, like, duel each other, shoot each other? That's pretty much it.
I love this freaking epic helicopter shot. I like it. He's like, yes, that's correct. As I'm speaking to you now, 40 children are barreling towards me at a speed that is not legal in most of the lower 48 states.
That's right. The oldest just turned 15.
What?
The youngest is 8 and a half.
What? He got the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure ass picture in his pocket. Oh my god. He's like going off to war.
About that one, just looking at a picture of their family. That's the last you'll ever see. You're gonna be forgetting mommy's face soon.
They are every kind of kid imaginable. City kids, country kids, rich, poor,
And even
Rich and poor kids, he did not just call out their financial status just raw on air like that. Oh my god. I discovered my financial status when Santa brought everybody an iPod and I got a Zune. Santa was a very big wake-up call to economic divide when I was a kid.
even the rarest kind of kid of all, missing.
I'm not gonna be with my parents. There's no adults, and I think I'm gonna die out here because there's nothing.
He's got a lock on it.
God!
Jimmy, 8, the youngest. Clearly, kids are smarter than we give them credit for.
Here's what I'm afraid about. If I catch a bad disease or I break a leg. Literally.
What?
She's gonna be the winner. I can tell. The attitude, she's got an attitude. Good one. Good attitude, though.
Popping a bubble as a kid just had aura. Like, you were like, oh, everybody thinks I'm cool. Then 9 people come out. Oh, can I have a piece? Can I have a piece?
40 kids with no parents, no teachers anywhere. And their leaders, they're kids too.
Everyone's
Oh,
kids.
no.
The cameramen, kids. The producers, kids. The medic. That's 3 kids. We thought that was too hard for 1 kid. Split it among 3.
It's the first ever Kid Nation.
That's right. We're seriously dropping kids off to fend for themselves in
He's a drone.
the genuine middle of nowhere.
Is this OP? Whoa! Yeah, this is just a bunch of Amish kids. They're gonna start churning butter. That's what they made us do when I lived in
That's the
Pennsylvania.
buzzard that'll eat your dehydrated corpse if you don't work hard enough at the game.
Come off the bus!
Get the fuck up! What are you waiting for? You think I got time
yelling
for
at
this? You know
them.
who I am? I gotta get on a plane to somewhere real.
Hey everybody, gather up, pack it in.
He's rushing them. This is literally the fitness pacer test. Like, let him come off the bus.
I'm Jonathan, nice to meet you guys.
They don't feel the same way, Jonathan. They don't feel the same way. And by the way, how dare you use such a name? Sneeze, but that's not gonna stop me from saying what I need to say.
You okay? Did my ears go out? I'm scared. Oh.
Oh, fuck. It's the worst when you can't sneeze.
So how are you guys feeling?
Scared.
Well, say goodbye
I'd
to
be
that
scared
school
too.
bus.
How's everybody
They're gonna
feeling?
blow it up?
Scared? Well, good news. Have a look at the tail end of your...
I thought they were gonna explode it. Well, say goodbye to your school bus.
Only possible way out of here. It's gone.
And say hello to the middle of nowhere.
Oh
Good
my
luck.
god.
Sorry you didn't get, like, Fear Factor.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah. It's just setting in. I don't know, whatever
Poor
I got
little
myself. I mean,
kid.
my parents got me into. Are the parents liable here? Because I think the parents are liable here.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, like, an 8-year-old is just like, Mommy, can you send me out into a desert with Jonathan Karsh?
Maybe they're fans.
I don't think the 8-year-old takes most of those steps. I think some of it's on the parents there.
Bonanza City is just a few miles that way, and you're going to be there for the next 40 days.
40 is so long.
But don't worry, you've got each other. You've also got 4 leaders. And they
They're so scared too. Just like the look in their eyes. They're like, why am I here? My mommy and daddy told me I was going to the water park. This isn't the water park.
They were chosen because they represent all of you in age, geography, everything.
Are you trying to accuse me? I didn't get the three that represent age, geography, everything?
They're your town council, and I think I hear them coming right now.
Where are they? What? They all had to ride in a school bus and they got a helicopter, and now all the kids have like a social hierarchy already. What the hell? Like, they are gods to them. This is gonna be drama.
This is Mike.
Hi. I came from a helicopter, came from this guy.
I think I'm a good leader because I have respect for other people's ideas.
Unlike the rest of these freaks.
And this is Taylor, a gung-ho pageant queen.
If I can make this a better world, I bring world peace to Africa with all the orphans, especially to Iraq, and that'd be the #1 place that needs world peace.
She is on a mission.
That's beautiful, Taylor. And you can get right on that after you finish bringing running water to this town of 40 literal infants.
This is Anjay, a genius spelling bee champ.
3 adults I know have done a good job. George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Mahatma Gandhi.
Okay, 3 are the only good adults. All of them wanted the British to stop ruling their country.
And this is Laura, a respected student leader.
I really believe in my own true beliefs, and no one's gonna make me think otherwise.
Wow.
Okay.
Politicians.
When I
That
saw
was
those
pretty
4
political.
kids, I was like, oh no, this is all gonna fall apart. What? Is this the right people, or are they just getting right back on the
I don't know why he reminds me of Stuart Little in like an adorable way.
helicopter?
I mean, I'm looking at him coming down, and I'm thinking, frankly, my biggest problem here is just that they're unelected, and also that they're children.
Behind me are wagons filled with 40 days worth of frontier supplies. You guys are gonna grab a wagon and get started. It's a long hike.
Oh my god, already with the physical... No way. Amen. With the physical labor, she's already feeling she made a bad choice coming here.
And that's just the beginning. The next 40 days will be hard.
This is hard for a 7-foot-tall Norman Viking.
Yeah.
You're about that big.
If you just can't handle all of
Well, maybe they could be like a colony of ants, right? Like if you have enough children, maybe their combined strength could pick up a wagon.
this, well, there's going to be a town hall meeting in a few days where any one of you can decide to give up and go home.
Give up?
If any of you wants to be a little bitch on national television in front of all your peers, well, don't worry, you could do that in 5 days from now.
It's entirely up to you, okay?
There are no correlating factors relating to your decision. It is 100% up to you. Do you understand?
Council, 2 things you need to remember. First, after you get to town and settle in, go to the chapel where you'll find an old book that'll give you a lot more information about what to do.
It's like a
called
spell book?
The Holy Bible. And God damn it, you guys are gonna need it.
Probably.
Smart guy, that God.
Second, there's something I want to show you. It's a good idea to get to know the kids in your town because every few days, you're going to give one of them one of these.
What is it? Okay, they can choose the kids who, I guess, get a prize or something like that, or their little, like, SpongeBob updoot star. This is a lot of power. Do you think the producers knew they were meddling around with this? Like, they know kids are about to fist fight each other.
It's a trophy for the top kid in town.
Okay, I don't care what it is. Keep it out of my eyes, please.
Because Bonanza City was based on mining, this 2-pound star is worth its weight in
Or
$20,000.
no. As if these kids have an understanding of what $20,000 was. What's that worth? Like 50, 60, 70 Snickers bars?
Promise me you can't tell anybody about this.
I'm not talking about the star. I'm talking.
Ooh, the producers again. I watch a lot of reality TV. That is actually probably one of my worst takes, is that I love 90 Day Fiancé. They knew what they were doing with that. Don't tell anybody. Yeah, now, what kid isn't going to go tell another kid they know a secret? Come on.
About this. Okay, please. Don't tell anybody about this. I can get in a lot of trouble.
We don't want to start a riot here on the wagon train, okay?
You don't want your top military guards to be decapitated, heads on pikes around the Bastille, okay? You don't want that. No resistance! Okay, you don't want any of that, okay? You don't want that to happen.
I don't think it's too much fun living in the old days.
Poor little kid. How are they gonna pick all this up? There's no way.
Really no fun.
He really doesn't look like he's having a good time, like for real.
He's cute.
Yeah, but it has to be done.
Hey, it ain't easy pulling carts of plastic Tupperware and chicken eggs and shit, but somebody's gotta do it, okay? That's strong enough.
There's nothing here. It just looks like there was something, but now it's gone. This place is dead, and we need to bring it back to life.
I felt sort of weird because I thought that maybe
He's
they
so
would be
cute.
adults.
You can't script that. You can't make that up. That kid is the proof. That kid's a legitimate proof this actually happened.
Here in a kid's world, there's no President Bush. There's nothing.
Homegirl, you should be talking about Jeb. Now, if Jeb were here, this would be a fixed up town.
Soda.
Guys, there's something in here.
Oh, hey, I think there's something. Okay, that's just scorpions, I think.
Oh yeah. What about? Are there medics? Like there could be dangerous animals out here. What if like the top kid had like a pet snake, and if you were really bad, the snake would bite you?
There's like a big snake in there, too. It's just scorpions and a snake, guys.
Well, when we first started planning for dinner, I realized that a lot of us haven't done anything.
Does screwdriver beat like can of corn? If I put a hole in my friend, does he stop? Does he like slow down?
We need some water. Guys, where's the water?
There's no water? How do you get water if you don't have water? How do you get water if you don't have water?
You know what my mom used to say when I was thirsty? Drink your spit.
Hit the ground, just.
Oh my, not the guitar.
Oh.
Taylor, what's wrong? I just like missing home, and I just miss my own bed, and like getting to eat protein, like in meats and all.
I just miss those like base amino acids that my cells need to survive. I don't know. I just wish they would have like at least left a couple Flintstone gummies or something.
Yeah, where's the Flintstone vitamins? I used to love those, man. I ate so many of them. I'm surprised I didn't die from a Flintstone vitamin overdose.
I don't know if I'm gonna be at the meeting or not. Why? Today has been the worst day in 3 years.
That is crazy how far your memory goes back when you're a kid. He's like, this is the most devastating 24 hours of my life.
What exactly happened to you
Yeah.
3 years ago, Jared? What happened?
I don't know. I'm scared
I
now.
don't see any food. No food.
When we say one pancake apiece, you need to take one pancake apiece. Some people didn't get pancakes. I didn't get any pancakes. This is the second day. Why are we arguing already like this?
Oh my God, already?
Okay, you guys, listen up! This is to prove that kids of all age groups like you guys can actually take control, get organized, and that you can actually work together cooperatively. You guys actually need to listen to your leaders because, yes, okay, they've made a few mistakes. This is the second day. There's gonna be mistakes, okay? But you guys really need to think of your job and you need to take control of it. And after we do that, we'll just become a working machine.
Each of us will be a cog in a big machine, an empty machine, but it's gonna have to be that way, or else we'll all starve.
And we'll just work out a lot better.
Oh, they're saying Michael. I thought they were saying my goat, my goat.
Michael, he did it! Our king is it great?
Here's the book. A Pioneer Journal. There's Bonanza City, 1885.
Bonanza City. Why did they name it that? Every time I hear Bonanza City, I just think of like the new Donkey Kong game.
If you're reading this, then you've made it to Bonanza City. We couldn't make this town work, but maybe you can build a better Bonanza and a better world.
Oh, on the second page, there's just a picture of a bunch of skeletons.
Okay, that is a good question. Do we think they legitimately thought this was real? Or do you think that they know this is roleplay? Because some of these kids are like 8 years old. They probably think this was a real city. This is real lore. This is like real development to them, and they think they're like bringing the city back to its former glory.
Weird.
If you want your town to work better than ours, best to
Oh
buy.
wait, this was real? Really? I thought this was like scripted event. No way.
Your groups into 4 equal districts: blue, red, green, and yellow.
You gotta split that sucker up into blue, green, yellow, and the other color. That's how you do it, okay? You split it into colors. That's how you make a town. But I wouldn't take advice from us, because we ran a town to the ground.
Yesterday, Jonathan told us about this really old book.
I read like a passage from it out loud. I think it was an incantation. I know I shouldn't have, but the town might be cursed now. But Jimmy, you're green.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Alex, gonna be blue.
So in order to make it work, we had to split you guys up into 4 different districts.
I mean, I know it's counterintuitive, but the town, it's gotta be districtized because that's straight from the guys who killed the town, made the town die. It's gonna die otherwise.
I think I did a good job at picking the teams. People seem to like each other, they get along. Where's Jimmy?
Oh, green team?
Okay, everyone, don't panic. We've lost Jimmy. The youngest is missing.
Yeah, they're making like child Warhammer factions. Surely this will be good. Oh, poor Jimmy. He's always sad.
Is this not awkward to film? You track down this 8-year-old somewhere randomly in the camp. It's just you and him. You're just silently filming him cry. What are you monsters? That's great. Nice, Jimmy. Just give me more of that. Just keep thinking about how you have literally no escape.
Wasn't there that one lady who was making a thumbnail with her kid and she was like, you need to cry more for the thumbnail. But they forgot to delete the evidence and the kid was like, okay. It's giving that same energy.
Somebody has graffitied with the chalk
Blue guy.
all over. Somebody has graffitied with
Look
the
at
chalk.
this. Go blue. But what does it say under there? No something, but go blue. But they couldn't fit the blue on one door, so it went across.
All over. Gonna find out who did this.
Yeah, get him.
If only they would have left some sort of clue.
Yeah, how does he not know who did that? I'm sure the perpetrators are in the blue house. Let's just go look.
And the bell's ringing. And I seen John live there ringing it. I was like, I wonder what that's for.
What is that for? You know, because
I know nothing.
Jay Carson's ringing that bell quite liberally, and it's
Ding
not.
dong, ding dong.
It's not generally good plans he's got for us. So, you know, I'm really wondering what that's for.
Pioneer living is tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who thinks this has been totally chaotic?
Show of hands. Who thinks any of this has been reasonable at all?
That's a better question. Is anybody happy here? Smiley face if you're happy. Okay, we only have crying and frowny faces. I'm not sure how this was legally possible.
Who thinks this is totally out of line?
Jimmy, you're a little quiet over here. How's this on you? You're only 8 years old. Are you missing your parents?
Must be hard seeing as I dropped you off in this barren landscape. You miss your mommy and daddy?
That is so mean. Yeah, you want to go cry about it, little boy? You miss mommy and daddy, huh? You miss them, huh? That is horrible.
Why don't you speak up? What are you so quiet for? Small infant in the back? You look like easy prey as far as I see it.
Well, maybe it's time to get a little bit more organized.
What is that? That's just like the door to Narnia? Did they finally get to escape? Oh, but if it was the door to Narnia, they would be going from really hot to really cold. And honestly, I'd probably rather try to survive in the really hot, because at least you could take your clothes off, but in the cold, dang, that sucks, man. Snow is awful.
How does that sound?
Yeah, yes, please. Yes, that's what I want. That is what I want. That's what I want.
This board lays out all the jobs that need to be done.
Oh, it's not a door. Why'd I think that was like an ender portal or nether portal? It's a sign. It's a sign.
To make this town run.
Okay, that's not really what I was thinking. I was thinking when you said organized, I was thinking like a supply chain of food and dairy that comes like once a week, maybe.
Yeah.
Cooking, cleaning, even running stores. That's right.
Woo woo, retail. Yeah.
You guys are going to be managing stores in Bonanza City filled with cool stuff.
Aww.
You'll even run a soda saloon where root beer costs a nickel. How does that sound?
Wait, but then did they just have to come with money? Are they gonna make them actually do child labor to afford a soda pop? Dang, they're teaching them quick.
Yeah, root beer. Yeah. Can we get water first though?
As you can see on the board, starting right now, you get paid for doing your job. We're going to figure out who does what fairly. In true Wild West fashion, we're going to have a showdown.
That's
What?
right. You kids are going to fight to the death for your fixed spot in the hierarchy of this child-backed feudal economy.
Yeah, are they not making classes already? I wonder if kids would realize that they're like higher up on the tier system than other children and then just start being jerks.
Woo!
I don't know if they
Jimmy,
would do that.
You
I
better
think
work
maybe
the
they'd be
hardest out of
nice.
anyone here. You got the most of your life to live out in this system. You're only 8 years old. See? That's you all the way down there. You better hope you can scrounge up enough corn to pay the cooking class their wage. Okay? That's me up there. That's the king, Jay Karsh. It works out pretty good in the end there. It's kind of it's an elegant little system.
like
So yeah,
like
he
a
makes the
pyramid
teams
scheme?
compete for their place in the social structure here, literally, which is amazing considering the kids who get in the laborer class clearly have shown themselves here to be the least able to do labor. So
Oh yeah, because if they do the worst, then that means that they're gonna have like the hard job forever. Huh.
that's a bit of a cruel trick.
Yeah, that
You
is
guys all
mean.
pull together and you want a reward for the entire town. The reward is going to be a choice.
Christ's sakes. You're going to make them pay. All right. What do we got?
Okay. Water or toilets? Oh, it is a toilet! Well, if you get the toilet, maybe you'll also have unlimited water because you could just like drink out of the toilet.
4 of them. That's right. From 1 to 8.
From 1 to 8? You've only given
Wow,
one outhouse this
one
whole time?
toilet?
Wait, are you serious? Have they seriously?
And
I mean, I
one.
know it's reality TV, but we've established this one's a little different. Are you telling me they've actually had all the kids be using one outhouse?
What about the production crew? Do you think they also have to use the same outhouse, or do they have like RVs where they can actually go take a shit and play like, I don't know, Puzzles and Dragons or something?
Oh my god, dude! You know what I mean? You just sometimes you meet a guy, you fucking
So which reward will you choose? 7 more outhouses or this?
Mystery box. What is it gonna be?
A TV!
sanitary conditions.
Oh.
Bugs Bunny. No gangrene. Young Sheldon.
Okay, the TV would be funny if they did pick the TV, but there's no cable out here, so you just turn it on. Shh. It's just static, like even more static than what it's like to drink a sparkling water.
So, you guys run this town. It's really up to you. So take a walk,
Yeah, how are they gonna watch the
talk,
TV?
and figure this out.
If we have a TV, when are they going to have time to actually watch the TV?
Good
Yeah.
point.
More outhouses. But also, you look at the fact, the TV, like, people just have something to do.
Actually, I kind of did the same thing as an adult. The first place I ever moved into at my apartment was just box, TV on box, and that was it. I get it. I
I
get
heard
it.
like they're planning a coup. Okay, they're coming for us. At least when SpongeBob, Squidward are on the screen, okay, dancing around, it's gonna distract them. We don't have to get drawn and quartered, hung publicly in the
True.
square.
We made a quick decision that you guys are gonna have outhouses.
We don't want any more diseases
okay,
from
okay.
the toilet. Yeah, we want the toilets.
I might leave. Why? Jimmy, why would you want to go home right now? I just miss my family, that's it. Same here. Yeah, you do need to stay.
You keep your pointy finger away from my little Jimmy. Don't poke my Jimmy like that.
Aw,
You
poor
understand?
Jimmy.
You poked him again. Don't
He's
poke
so
my Jimmy like
squishy.
that.
Let's go,
Ding
Pioneers!
dong, ding dong, ding dong.
And welcome to the very first Bonanza City Town Hall meeting.
Just so you know, this is the first time the kids can elect to leave. So they were stuck here until this part.
Oh yeah. What? Wait, so they literally just had to stay there the entire time, and what have they been doing? Nothing? I didn't even see that much footage. That felt like maybe a day of footage. What have they been doing?
This is it. This is the first time. They had to go through all of that before they're allowed to leave.
Oh gosh, I hope everyone's gonna be nice to each other. No yelling and or cursing.
Hope nobody brings out a bone club they picked from a wildebeest out in the desert, starts banishing it, beating down the other
They
kids.
need, like,
Hope that doesn't
bandits.
happen.
Now, I know this has been an emotional few days, and a lot of you miss your folks. I'm going to ask this question in every town meeting. Does anybody want to go home?
Anybody here want to look like
Me.
a little bitch?
Me,
Taylor,
me.
you were pretty homesick. How are you feeling now?
Why did he single her out? Out of everybody here, I think you're probably the biggest loser. How do you feel?
Yeah, Taylor, remember that thing you told me in confidence that I'm now revealing in front of all of your peer group? How about now? How's it going now? You still feeling like a big loser, baby? Wants to go home?
Does anyone else here want to go home?
Is he gonna do it? Go home, Jimmy. He's so cute.
That was the energy I got from that.
Jimmy, why do you want to go home?
I'm really homesick.
Aww.
I think I'm way too young for this.
Why did my parents let me come here? I've been a good boy my whole life, and this feels like punishment.
It's like the only person with a rational sense of anything here. I am way too young for this, Jonathan.
Do you want to leave this entire experience and go back home?
You want to look at these 4 hellish walls
yeah.
and tell
I don't
me
care.
you want to walk back home and eat a
Yeah,
peanut butter and
bye.
jelly sandwich made by your mom? That's really what you want to do, Jimmy?
See, but I'm easy to leave quick because even just like vacations where my mom liked the vacations where we would go and look at the biggest chair or like the biggest thread of yarn. And I like look at it and I go, okay, can we go home now? I really don't need that long in an outdoor experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out. Yeah. I'm done. I'm good. Bye. Bye. I'm Jimmy. Bye. I'm Jimmy. Bye.
We'll call your parents. We'll take you home. And this is the end of your
Life. Only the strong survive. No one leaves Kid Nation unless they make it through Kid Nation.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye.
Bye, Jimmy.
Bye, Jimmy.
Imagine the kids leaving. They have to go through like Dark Souls 1 Sen's Fortress, like just swinging axes right in front of them. But you have to get across this last battle. I think I'm staying.
Bye, Jimmy.
Can't you lie to Jimmy? Bye, Jimmy.
I guess he was just way too homesick and just needed to go home.
Now, one last piece of business before we close, and I think you guys are going to like this. Take a look at this, you guys.
It's light. It's so
What the hell?
brilliant.
Okay, now he brings it up like the literal second Jimmy leaves. He's like, all right,
I didn't even
now
think
that
about that.
loser's gone, who wants to win $20,000? Jimmy was robbed. I'm just going to say it. Jimmy was robbed here.
They're all getting like frenzied flame ending now. This can't be good.
The person we felt who worked the hardest this entire time that they've been here is Sophia.
Yay, Sophia!
So Sophia wins it, and then they allow her to go to the one phone in the facility that they've been locking off from everyone. She's able to contact her mother for help. I got the mom's just on the other end, probably like, that's great, sweetie. What do you mean? I thought the desert, rattlesnakes. What do you mean, feudalism? Honey, where are you? Honey, where are you? Can you see an intersection? What's the nearest street sign? Honey!
Do you think the parents knew it was gonna go this far? I wonder how they pitched it. The only TV show I ever applied for was Wipeout. But I wonder if they were like, oh, we're gonna send your kids on a little summer camp where they discover capitalism or like society. I don't know how they could pitch this and a parent would be like, okay.
In short, this has been probably illegal, definitely
Yeah.
unethical. I give it 5 stars, worth $20,000 each.
Wow. Well, now I'm
Next
scared.
time on Jontron, find
Oh.
out the thrilling conclusion to the Kid Nation saga as John dives headfirst into an interview with Jimmy.
Wait, he got to talk to Jimmy? No way. Wait, really? He's real? He lived? I thought he got bit by a rattlesnake.
8 from New Hampshire.
Whoa.
Though he's not 8 anymore, at least I think. Kid Nation hit quite a long time ago now, so I doubt he's still 8. But you'll have to tune in next time to find out.
Did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
Oh, he's gonna cry again. Okay. Chat, I have to see what Jimmy said.
Hello, my hair is getting so large it is acquiring its own gravity field and or sentience. This video is brought to you.
I have never, ever, ever, ever been jealous of what guys have to go through with their hair because I feel like you either get the gene that makes it long or makes it go out. And then you kind of have to like figure out what your look is and what your style is, which is a lot harder.
By the Ridge Wallet. That's right, the wallet that holds up to 12 cards as well as cash. With over 30,000 5-star reviews and a lifetime warranty to boot, they're the last wallet you'll ever have to buy.
Oh, we're bald. Sorry. I love bald people. I didn't mean to say that. I have bald pride. If you're bald, I love you.
And best of all, they've got over 30 colors and styles to choose from, so you can pick the one that's right for you. So if you're still using a bulky old wallet like this, why don't you head over to ridge.com/Jontron and use code Jontron to save yourself 10% and get free worldwide shipping and returns. And not to mention, this beauty makes a perfect gift for Father's Day.
It looks slim.
Which is coming up. Don't be a bad son or daughter.
Oh, it's just 2020.
Last time on Jontron, John took a plunge into the world of Jonathan Kosh and Kid Nation. Today, we catch up with
Is
Jimmy
this who
from
I
New
think it
Hampshire
is
to find
narrating?
out if he's still 8 years old and
It
to
sounds
ask
like
the
him.
hard-hitting questions. If you haven't watched part 1, do so now or I'll scream. Link in the description below.
What may have seemed like the ending there was really just the beginning for us. We had to get down to the
Okay.
bottom of what actually happened at Kid Nation.
Journalism.
I'm very pleased to announce we have a very special guest joining us here today. So everyone, please put your hands together for Jimmy Flynn.
Woo! Everybody clappy, clappy, clappy. Jimmy, hi, Jimmy, big fan.
Sorry, we gotta take precautions here. All right, just gonna spray you down first, Jimmy. All right, sorry about this. It's for your own good. Okay, let's go.
That's what
All right,
happens
Jimmy,
to
just
me
come on
every
over this
convention
way.
I go to.
Have a seat over there. Thanks again for coming.
When I walk in the door at Off-Kite, they go, ew, psh, ew.
Coming on.
Of course, it's an honor, John.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Trust me. Look at you. You're all grown up. You're a big boy now.
Why is he acting like that uncle you see once a year on Christmas?
Yep.
The fuck are you laughing at? You think this is funny? This isn't funny. This is serious. This was child abuse. What happened to you? It's great to have you here. Can I offer you anything before we start? I'm gonna crack you a can of Bush's baked beans.
Does it come with the dog?
Sorry. This should hydrate you before we. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
It's
so this is the real
dead.
Jimmy. This is the real. He's really here. This is him. Jimmy, we have a lot of questions for you. I'm sure everyone watching at home, I'm sure everyone is curious. I'm curious. We're all curious, but we want to get the real scoop from somebody who's really there. You say your memory's a bit fuzzy then, right?
Yeah, it was 13 years ago, so a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah, so you were 8 then, and you are 21 now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just tell us, what
Wow.
we really want to know is, was it as real as it looks?
So people didn't. So when they say no adults, I mean they meant no parents. Obviously, there's cameramen and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
they
People thought there was no
lied.
cameramen or anything like.
That's what
I wanted there to be child camera operators. Beep, beep, beep. And then when they can't get a shot because there's like, you know, they need a little bit more height, they like stack on each other like Goombas.
I'm saying. I figured the cameraman wasn't like a
I
toddler.
wasn't a robot. Yeah.
A robot, or I wouldn't even think of robot. I was thinking like a toddler, but.
Yeah.
Wait, so yeah, there's adults manning the stations, the cameras
Yes.
and stuff.
And every now and then they would dictate some things you did. Like I found so I was on the poor team. Okay.
The poor team?
The poor team.
Oh, you mean like the laborer
grade.
class?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought he meant they checked like every household income for every kid who came, and then they like ranked them based on that.
You have that down here? See? There you were. Child feudalism. That's you down there, see? You were there.
Yep, I see
He
that.
was
You were right there
poor.
in the laborer class.
I was one of the damned, yes.
Yeah. So I just wanted to show you that. Anyway, so you go on.
So we got like, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 buffalo nickels, which was the currency.
Buffalo nickels.
They were just silver with buffaloes on them.
Yeah, fair enough. Currency of the Old West.
And I spent all my money in the candy shop and on root beer. 'Cause I was
So you were going to payday advance like right after that, weren't you? You were trying to get a welfare check.
yeah, I wanted.
You were waiting in the unemployment line.
Yeah, I was, and so I didn't have any money, but like for the most part, I spent all of it, and then
You gotta save,
the
Jimmy.
camera.
Come on.
I didn't know what
For
saving was.
what? Another toilet?
I'm way too young for this.
And so some of the cameramen were like, "Oh, look what we found here," and they'd kick some dirt and be like, "Oh, it's a buffalo nickel. You should pick it." But they planted it probably.
Oh, they just would like throw you more money?
Yeah. 'cause,
So
like,
was it a real functioning economy?
Oh my God, they literally threw money on the ground and said, "Get it, child. Don't you want this nickel? Pick it up, pick it up."
I mean, to an extent.
Yeah, I mean, like I would go. I didn't even know we had a general store. I didn't know that. They didn't communicate that with us. I just knew that there was a candy store and a soda shop.
It sounds like they didn't
That's all you
clue you in
need.
on much then.
Yeah, I also probably wasn't listening very well because I was 8. I don't listen to me.
Come on. Did they give you like food that
Water,
wasn't shown, or did
atmosphere?
you really have to eat what they cooked?
So for the most part, we ate what they cooked, and they had like it was horrible.
What the kids cooked?
Yeah, it was shit. It was horrible.
I knew it. So they really weren't feeding you. You had to feed
They fed us-
yourselves.
to my memory, they fed us one time, and it was after the big.
One of the kids started to look real pale, like.
I do not want a child-made meal. I can imagine the cooking process.
I
foot
was
started to numb?
after the after, we got trench foot. No, after the like the big event, we came back and everywhere there was no time to cook because we did the event. We were all like freezing because it was very cold. Oddly enough, it's cold in Mexico at night, and so they fed us, and it was this. I didn't like vegetables very much, but I remember it was a weirdly cooked chicken breast, and then like this purple. I'm assuming.
Is that not horrible? Even for adults, some people can't cook chicken because you have to be really careful that you don't get salmonella. I would never trust a child to make me chicken. Maybe box mac and cheese I would eat, but chicken?
I think it's cabbage now, but I didn't know what it was at the time.
Some purple
It
substance.
was purple stuff, and it wasn't good.
Oh my god.
I did not eat very well. Because other than that, we had
So the whole.
dusty pancakes and molasses syrup.
So they just
Ew.
said, children, make your own food, really eat it, and stay alive. And there's no problem with this.
One of the intervention they had people just walk around making sure you're hydrated. 'Cause they couldn't have people passing out, so
Okay,
Oh.
that'd be bad for ratings.
yeah, they had this one assistant who was always giving me Gatorade. Oh, and they gave us this dust to brush your teeth. You had like little
What?
you do this
What?
and
You could have just picked it off the ground. Duh.
What is that? They're giving child MREs probably. Oh my God.
Well, it wasn't dust. It was a little canister with like powder that you'd
Okay.
rub on your teeth and then spit.
What?
I guess the main question is, to what degree was that really like just you versus the elements?
Yeah.
How much intervention was there?
There was enough just to get us by, but other than that, I didn't think there was a whole lot. Cause I like I said, like okay, so when I'm sleeping, I had a mattress that was probably this thick,
Paper
and then a
thin.
blanket that was the thickness of this carpet.
What, they really did that to you?
I'm not, and then my pillow, I didn't have one, so I used my red puffy coat. I'd puff it up and use it as a pillow. And I had long hair, so I got cut in the zipper a few times.
Oh my God. This is like the same amount of like fight or flight you have to have at a birthday party sleepover where the mom didn't give you a pillow or a blanket and you're just sitting in the corner.
Wait, but that must have been like legitimately scary for you a little bit, right? Was it?
I also shared it with like 4 or 5 other boys I just met.
Oh my
So
God.
there was no way out of it until the first town hall meeting, right?
Yeah, you were forced for the first 4 days.
Because I love how they're like, don't worry, this isn't some kind of crazy show. You can get off. Just, you gotta wait like 2 weeks.
Horrible.
Like, that's really what they did, right? So that's not fake. You couldn't elect out.
Not that I mean, if I really like threw a tantrum, they probably wouldn't.
I was gonna run in a different direction until nobody found you.
They had like a wall of like security people like really far off to
Really?
like make sure that no weird people or no animals like that.
Oh my God, and they didn't want you to escape either. It's just like dev walls everywhere.
Weird people.
It was like Hands Across America. Is that what it's called? The thing in the movement
I'm not sure.
or something like that. But they literally had people like surrounding the
A
town.
chain link like this?
They weren't
Holding
literally
hands?
chained, but they looked like they were.
I think I'd be concerned if a weird man just showed up at the border of a random ghost
Yeah.
town.
Yeah,
So wait, yeah, no. Did you like? Were there scorpions in there?
I never saw a
Snakes.
scorpion. I saw jackrabbits.
A jackrabbit.
Oh.
That's
And I
terrifying.
tried to murder them.
Wait,
Sorry,
jackrabbits
Peter,
are real?
but, I mean, like,
To a certain degree, you can't get all the scorpions out of the area.
I don't know if they put that in their scorpion repellent.
Pesticide bomb.
I didn't
Get
see
over
any.
here.
Did anybody see any critters that were dangerous?
Not that I know of. I think that's what the people. Actually, when we were out
okay.
like jackrabbit hunting, we weren't really far off the area, but like we had obviously people like accompany us. We saw this. I remember seeing like cows and bulls, but they were tagged, so they like belonged to a farm. They weren't wild. They weren't. Yeah, I don't know if I don't even know if there are wild cows. But
Very dangerous.
Are
and
there?
a bit rude, if I'm being honest. No, but the thing is, right? Because I was wondering. I was like, because they're making you sleep in these dusty old cabins with like, probably space between the floorboards,
That
right?
is a tiny mattress. That's not even a mattress.
With like, probably.
Is that not just like a futon for a chair that goes outside? That can't be a mattress.
Space between the floorboards, right?
yeah,
So I'm surprised you didn't come across any.
I wasn't there very long, so maybe there's some.
I'm curious. I'm curious if anyone else. If anyone else from Kid Nation knows if there were critters in or around your area, I want to
Yeah.
know. That was a legitimate thing that I was wondering about. So you had to feed yourselves. You really were pretty much open to the elements. Like, was it insulated? Was it cold at night in there?
Oh, it was freezing. It was really,
They
really
didn't
cold.
even keep you warm. You
I
were only a
shivered.
kid.
I shivered every night.
You shivered.
Yes.
They really genuinely put like
They're gonna have to all sleep together like penguins for body heat. That is so sad.
Because like the thing is, I'm just trying to figure out where the line between reality TV and they really are putting a kid in nature.
It was pretty. All right, so we had these crappy old houses, and then they stuffed like 6 of us in there. Tiny thin mattresses, very thin blankets. In the middle of the night in Mexico, it's freezing. I'd have to wear like full clothing. I wouldn't be able to go in like PJs. I had like sweatpants and stuff.
I feel like there were a couple times at camp like that, but it was always like a little bit monitored.
I guess in 2007, reality TV was actually reality TV. Like they actually did have to do this. But now everything's scripted, you have no idea. And I'm not saying it's a good thing that they dropped these kids off, but it's way more real than I imagined it would have been.
Plus, when you were all coming in,
Yes.
did they tell you where you were going?
No, that bus ride was like 2 hours, and we had no idea.
2
I remember I was
hours?
just so we were staying at some random New Mexico hotel, and I was on the bus. And I remember just like I was on the window seat, and I was like looking out the window. And I saw my mom and my sister, and we just like drove away, and I was like, shit, this is real. And then
And 2-hour car ride for an 8-year-old is literally forever. I remember an hour-long car ride, might just be because I'm a hyperactive child, but I would get so bored. It felt like the whole world was crumbling around me.
like, wow, I have no. And then we drove forever, and they never told us. They were like,
Whose idea was it for you to get on this show?
go on the show. I think it was like my mom's. I mean, like I was kind of interested in acting when I was little, and so I auditioned for this like the new role. But I
You
was
weren't gonna have to do any acting.
Yeah, that's real.
little did I know. And so we went to an audition in Boston, and like they were like, "Oh, we like you, but you're too young." And that was when I was 7, so it was a year before. And then the next year they were like, "Oh, I guess they still liked me." So they were like, "You're 1 year older, so you're better now."
Well, they called your mom up and said, "We got the perfect role for him. We're gonna strand him in a random location. You can't come."
Yes.
And if you call the
Child
police,
survivor.
we'll come for you. We have people. You got a call from like an acting agency to your mom, and you were trying to do acting. You weren't like, I'm so ready for this social experiment.
Yeah, I was more into the playing a character and being in a nice movie set like this or something. And then
Hey, AC at
Thank
least,
you,
air
by the way, for
conditioning?
saying this is a nice movie set
Aww.
here in my actual basement. No, but it is pretty sick though, isn't it, guys?
yeah,
Sick. It's a sick movie set.
yeah.
No, but yeah, so you weren't trying to get in a social experiment. Like, did you know that it was going to be like real, or did you think this was going to be
wonder how much
fake?
they pay
Like,
'em.
what was the when you got off the bus? Did everybody suddenly realize it's more real than they thought?
I mean, I went in with like a whole different idea. Like I was like, oh, I want to be like coolest kid.
Oh.
Basket. I'm gonna have a fun time. Like I was expecting it to be more like an adventure. Like, oh, it's gonna be fun.
Right.
No parents. Let's
Oh.
like drink root beer until like midnight. And
Yeah, like hearing no parents, you're like, party. Then you get there and you have to like fight people for resources and to use the one bathroom.
tell us our bedtime kind of thing. I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I got there. It was horrible.
Right. If I were a kid, I think I would think the same thing. Like, did you have any concept at that age of like, oh, it's reality TV, but it's probably not going to be like totally real?
So I grew up watching Survivor. Like my parents and my family would always watch it, and that seems very authentic. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a kid Survivor, but like there
Yeah,
was
this
a decent amount of intervention. And
I don't know, instead of Kids Survivor, this turned into like kids jigsaw puzzle traps. Kids Saw.
I think it was mainly because it was just like everywhere you turn there was a camera. It's something you don't really realize when you're watching. Is that when you're actually there? There's like cameramen everywhere.
So what did your parents think of this whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, so in the beginning they were all for it because it sounds like a cool adventure. Like, oh, he's gonna go out. Like it sounded like a little bit more extreme summer camp.
Yeah,
It was a
kinda.
lot worse. But when I came back, they were like, my mom was very glad that I came home because she didn't realize how much she would like miss me after
Right.
having to like leave her child in New Mexico and go back to New Hampshire.
And how long were you there from the time you got off the bus to the time you left?
So so I was at Bonanza City for 4 days.
4 days.
And then when I left, I think it was like 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
I was in a hotel with one of like the PA. Do you call them PAs?
Production assistant.
Yeah. One of the PAs. I was just like in a hotel with it. That sounds really bad.
That does.
For 2 days in a hotel, you still don't even get to go home? Why? Were they gonna bring him back to be like on the council or something?
Was he? Was he hands off? Did he let you do what you wanted?
It's very nice. No.
Okay.
It was 2 different hotel rooms. He was just like brought me to like the mall. We like we were having a fun time. Great guy.
Hands
Not
off
weird.
or hands on?
Very hands off.
Okay. So has this like followed you? Did your schoolmates find out about this and stuff?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I was the only kid from New Hampshire on it, so like it was talk of the town.
Right.
Yeah, it aired in my 4th grade. Everyone was like fine with it. And then I think as we got older and we got into that prepubescent, like I got a lot of backlash from it. A lot of
Backlash. I don't understand. See,
Huh?
whenever I
You
hear
were
about
on
this, like,
TV.
backlash from like, wouldn't you think people would be like, "Oh, that's Jimmy"?
Oh, maybe they were like bullying him because they were like, why were you crying so much? But honestly, who wouldn't cry? That sounds horrible.
The sick kid from Kid Nation.
was like, you're a
you got put in the
bitch."
desert by producers. Like, what? Why?
Yeah.
Why would they make fun of you for that?
because I left early and I cried and they're like, "Pfft,
Yeah.
I don't cry.
He was 8.
People don't cry. Apparently I'm the only person that cries.
You were not the
according
only. In the episode that I watched, play the clip. Look at all
Everybody
him
was
crying.
crying.
Everyone cried. They all. That's what I was gonna say. That's how I felt like I knew this was real. Like half the kids break down eventually, and I'm like, that's what I really want to know. That one scene where do you remember? There's a scene where you're just crying somewhere
in
like,
That was
in
so
the back
sad.
of a barn.
Did you really
Yes.
run away?
I actually did run away, and then the producers, or the Karen, found me like, "Hey Jimmy, can we film you?"
He did. That's what I said. I made fun of. It's really what happened.
He came up to
He's just like, yeah, give me more of that.
Oh my god.
they asked, like, "Do you mind if we film you? Like, this will be pretty good." And I was like,
This will be.
They said, this is some shmoney. Keep it going, keep crying. You want me to stub your toe? You want to walk on some Legos real fast? It'll really add to it.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was like,
This will be good.
yeah.
Horrible.
Jimmy, I know you have no concept of anything. Your prefrontal cortex isn't even grown in yet. This is going to be great for ratings. Can you keep the waterworks coming?
I was like, whatever it takes.
Honestly, what? Because I joked about that, but I'm like, because my feeling was, you filming an 8-year-old crying, it's not fake.
Yeah,
You can't
that's
be
real.
Like Haley Joel Osment when you see him crying in AI or what.
What do they do in movies to make you cry? I mean, I guess you could like train yourself to cry, or like, do you get like eye drops or something like that? They're definitely not just like gushing eye drops in these kids' eyes. Like, they are actually legitimately very sad.
Whatever movie when he's a kid actor, you're like, okay, so he learned to cry. But when a kid's like, you're like, oh, jeez. I couldn't believe anybody could just sit there and be like, because like silently like.
Yeah, kind of heartless.
So was there a
Sad.
fallout from this? Was there like a lawsuit or anything?
I did not sue them, but they were sued a bunch of times. So kids drink bleach.
Jimmy's first heard of that.
So
Glad you're here to tell me about
so
it.
They drank bleach? How did they let that happen? Are there not cameramen everywhere?
And tell us about the bleach.
yeah. So I was not there for that part, but you know, kids don't know how to clean things very well. So they're like, this is dirty glass. Bleach.
You mean they washed the glass
Instead of washing it with soap and water or just hot water, they used bleach to clean it.
and then drank from it?
Then they didn't wash it out very well. Next glass.
Did they get sick? Did they get
Oh
sick?
my
came.
god!
Oh
The
my
ambulance?
god! But like, was it like a real reaction from drinking bleach, or,
yeah.
or was it a preventative ambulance?
I mean, there's no way you feel good after drinking bleach.
Wow.
Another girl got burnt, like got really.
Burnt?
I don't know how bad, but she got oil burns when she
You
was
still have her
cooking.
face?
Oh my god! Why they got her at the fryer? These are children! She's like cooking it up Gary's way, and for what?
Probably, hopefully, maybe.
Well,
probably not.
you haven't seen it, so maybe it's
Yeah.
not there. Wait, no. So she got burned how?
She was cooking, and again, kids don't know how to cook, so they're like, I need at least 3 cups of oil in this pan.
Oh, and
So
it like sizzled out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not deep frying it. They just were trying to cook it like.
If there's one place where there should be like extreme, like spectating, extreme management from the production crew, it should definitely be in the kitchen. Anytime they eat, cook, clean, there should be somebody watching for their lives. Their parents did this.
Sizzled out.
God.
And I think, pretty sure they got sued for that.
They-
Those are the only two I
Yeah.
know.
Because I've never heard of it, and when you try to buy this thing online, there's one clip of this show online. Everywhere that it's listed, you can't buy it. It's not for sale. I assume the lawsuits they try to bury this thing.
Yeah, I think so too. But they gave well, at least me. I shouldn't speak for everybody else. They gave me a DVD of every episode, so I have all of them.
Okay, was there really one?
Phone 555 says, bring back child labor. Why, you need like their little fingers in your factory or something? Huh?
Bathroom only.
Yes. Well, for the guys, no, because I peed behind almost
Wherever you
every
wanted.
barn. Yeah, I peed wherever I wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you're a
Wait,
kid.
so was there really just one house for 40 kids?
Yeah, so it was actually right outside my room. And the funny thing was, if I woke up,
Ew.
there was a line of like 20 kids waiting to use the outhouse. And I didn't like
So that's really real.
Wow.
That's really real.
Because I was wondering, I'm like, 40 kids?
Yeah.
40 kids, one outhouse? There's gonna be a line. The math shows the line.
Yeah.
And
I mean, there's a line even for adults. If I go to the airport, the line for the bathroom will be at least like 40 minutes. And I will be honest, I get so jealous when I'm standing in line for the women's restroom and I see you guys just go in and out like express pass, like guys just going la 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 la. They come out. So unfair.
there was 20 kids waiting for the one outhouse.
That's why I peed outside for the most part.
Jimmy, see, you really were the smartest one.
Yeah, and then I also
Girls have a bit of a problem with that. Just kidding. How does a girl pee on the outside? On the side of the house?
You have to
I didn't mean to
squat.
spray you there. I gotta just ask one more time. There's no other way. There was no other way to relieve oneself.
no, and I did not defecate while I was
didn't?
there.
He didn't poop for 4 days.
Jimmy, you didn't drop the kid. Your parents dropped their kids off, but you didn't drop your kids off at any pool.
I saw the outhouse. I saw a girl come out. I went in, and and I just saw a lot of poop, and I was like, I can't do
You saw
this.
a lot of poop.
So
You
I
get
got out,
scared.
and I
And
just
you
did not
cracked
go.
open. You saw the scene. You saw the crime
Conker's
scene.
bad fur day.
You tried to bleach it from your mind. Not literally this time. Wait. So can you just expand on the statement? I saw a lot of poop.
I was afraid that if I sat down, it would go in me.
Child thinking is so funny. Like, what, he's just gonna be like sucking up the poop.
And you'd get more up in there.
And I didn't want that to happen.
God
so I was
knows
like,
you have enough boiling up inside.
and so I was like, I can't do
You
this.
don't need an insertion.
And I looked back, I don't know who would ever empty it. So like, it would literally just pile up.
So nobody emptied it.
I don't think so, because when I went in,
They didn't empty it?
it was kind of a tower.
It was a tower. I was wondering, like, if this really was. So they genuinely were like, do you want to watch cartoons, kids? Or would you like to have sanitation?
Oh my God! Was there no child janitor? Maybe the child janitor was too busy like playing, I don't know, Fortnite or something. Oh, Fortnite wasn't a thing!
Did you guys take showers?
So for the first 3 days, we did not take a shower. But after our big like event, when it had like all the colored water all over us, then we took a shower for like.
Where were those showers?
They had them in like little trailers.
So they could have brought you more porta potties.
Horrible.
Yes.
They just didn't wanna.
Yes.
They wanted to torture you on purpose.
Yes.
Did Jonathan Karsh have his own bathroom?
When they record like Survivor and stuff like that, I guess the crew does have a bathroom there too. I would assume the camera people on most of these shows are never just like taking a dump out in the woods.
I think he had his own trailer. I'm pretty sure he had a nice luxury bed.
Okay, I gotta ask you about Jonathan Karsh. Mm-hmm. It's a creepy, strange alien lizard man, isn't it?
I think it was.
You think he was a reptilioid? Because whenever he was talking to you guys, he was very direct. He was just like, you are looking like easy pickings down there.
And to be fair, from a viewer's perspective, I don't think the outhouse like adds anything to the story. Like, let them go to the bathroom.
Yeah, he would repeat the same lines over and over again because it would be like, oh, that take wasn't good enough. So he was
Really?
very robotic. He'd be like, in our town's objective is this. And then they'd be like, all right, and say it again. And he would say, in our town's objective. So he would repeat things over and over again. So we were really like, yo, what the fuck?
He's a robot.
Is this guy like broken?
Yeah.
It always kind of looked like he was talking at you, not really to you.
True.
Oh, he definitely was. I mean, also like when I left, he just like towered over me. He was just like looking down. He was like, "Bye, bitch."
That's how there's a few things, because we do media. We know certain tricks of the trade, and I noticed certain things that were like you could not fake. Like you were looking up at this towering man, like.
Look, is this how it is to talk to like any VTuber?
You're giving him this kind of look, and I'm like, my God, Jimmy's truly like in awe. Because normally, like at that age, adults talk to you kind of in a different way.
They maybe get down to your level and try to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Nah.
But he's just like,
power figure.
well, I guess you're leaving,
so
little
mean.
boy. The door is that way. It was weird. I really thought it was weird. Were you creeped out by him?
I didn't feel safe around him. I'll say that.
Wow.
He didn't feel safe around Jay Karsh, the king. I don't know if you saw it. Did you do that? We put him right. That's where he was in the feudal economy. He was right there. He was king. Jay Karsh. I call him Jay Karsh. What did you guys call him?
They should have had a host that was better with kids, right? Because even if you want to fuel like the tension or like kids fighting each other, they should have somebody that they trust a little bit, you know? Like if I'm a kid and some guy I'm scared of comes up to give an announcement, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to like shut my mouth and listen. But if it was someone I felt like I could talk to, maybe I'd be a little more sassy. Maybe I'd be a little bit more like fun for the camera, I guess.
I didn't know his name.
You didn't know his name?
They didn't even know his name!
That specter that shows up
Yeah.
and taunts me with stars. So they didn't tell you about the star until you didn't know about it until you left.
I think I knew about it like on the flight home. Because when I went in, my mom alluded to the idea like, oh, maybe you'll be able to win money. So they might have told her.
I guess they did.
I'm gonna confront her about that.
How'd you feel when you found out you lost the chance at the star without even knowing?
I was a little bit pissed. I was like,
yeah.
They didn't tell it. I don't know if that would have kept me around, but it certainly would have had a fact. It would have had a push to make me stay.
Yeah, like from his perspective, he thinks they're all there for absolutely no reason at all, and he just wants to go home, and he wants to be in the AC, and he wants to play Pokemon cards. Like, he didn't even know it was for a prize.
We wondered that, because you walked out, and then he's like, all right, here it is.
Yeah, I didn't know until like a few days later. I was like, what the fuck?
It's crazy. Do you know what happened to Jared 3 years before that day?
Today has been the worst day in 2 years.
I want to know.
I've been wondering that myself because I'm worried for him. I don't know what happened 3 years ago.
Something really bad happened to him.
Yeah.
And I'm scared.
So you said you were on the news about it?
Yeah. So,
Wow,
so I
big
went on
time.
when I was 8, but it aired a year later. And so I was on the news, or there were like some fucking news channel, like.
Has anyone in chat ever been on the news? I've never been on the news, and I don't think I've ever been on TV either.
Like around the time it was aired, and they were like, oh, we feel bad. You missed out on your chance to win a gold star, so we got you one for the studio. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get money. Oh, I was like, look at this. I was like, what?
Wow, a lot of people in chat have been on the news. Wow, you guys are like actually accomplished individuals.
Wow.
That one's rounded. It doesn't even look like
And it's also
a
a
star.
paperweight that I accidentally broke.
Oh, it's a paper. How'd you break it? Enraged that people keep screwing me over. I'm just a little boy.
That's what it was. But yeah, this is probably worth $7.
I could see that at least. You could probably get it for $5.99 on Amazon.
Yeah, true.
Maybe not these days. That doesn't even look like the same kind of star.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
So what are you up to these days? What have you gotten up to?
I'm going out to medical school in the fall.
Medical school. He's going to save lives. See, that's what happens
After his has been at risk.
So you're going to medical school for what field?
I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking like oncology right now, but I mean, it's probably gonna change.
Oncology. What's oncology?
I don't know what that is. Oh.
Okay, I don't ever do this. I'm gonna pretend I knew what oncology was. Go on with that.
Yeah, me too. Cut that. I knew what that was.
Dumb. I know what most fields are. I didn't know the cancer field is called oncology.
It's a weird name. It's a really weird name.
Yeah. So Jimmy, what field are you going into?
Right now I think I'm gonna go into oncology.
Oncology. For all those of you who don't know, that's the cancer one.
I knew that.
You didn't say it right. I knew that. I didn't ask off screen. So you should all feel stupid out there for not knowing that. Okay, so yeah, you're going into the field for like research or actual surgery or what kind of?
I'm thinking like I hope probably both, like research and like clinical work, like working with patients.
Nice, brilliant. Well, Jimmy, you seem like you're a real nice, cool guy.
Yeah,
Has
he
anyone
seems
ever
nice.
described you that way? Told you that?
No.
Guys, we should compliment each other more. That is so sad. That is horrible. He just insta hit the no. And the sad thing is, I kind of felt like he was gonna say no. Everybody's too scared to compliment each other. That is so sad.
You're a real nice, cool guy. Has anyone ever described you that way? Told you that?
No.
Has anyone ever been nice to you?
People are nice to me.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on. But before you leave, we've got a little something for you. We wanted to right this wrong, okay? And we wanted to finally give you that star we feel you deserved. That's right. Bring it out, boys.
He got a big one? Or is it Patrick Star? We'll wait, it's fine. I got all day, I got all day.
Totally. There we go. Sorry, that's the best we can do. We're working with Red and Magenta on the printer. We can't go out and get any. Everything's closed. So here you
I don't know if I've ever had a Big Mac. I don't know. I think it's because there's too much bread on a Big Mac. Like, maybe if it was 2 pieces instead of 3, I would try it.
Here you go, Jimmy. How do you feel? There it is. That QR code, you just scan that. 1 free Big Mac. No drink, though. I'm sorry. Let me
am I supposed to drink my spit?
Handing it over to you.
I'm in the splash zone.
Gotta be a bit thorough there. All right. There it is for the big guy.
Oh, I love that sound.
How do you feel, Jimmy?
Complete.
You scan that code. 1 free Big Mac. No drink though. I'm sorry. We got to work with the times
Any
where.
flies?
Yeah, hold that up. Wow.
I would like some flies.
All right, Jimmy. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me, John.
Thanks for coming, Jimmy.
Sure, man. I don't know if you can tell. I'm not an interviewer. So I just have one final question for you.
Oh.
What do you regret more, Kid Nation or Jontron?
This has been a pretty shitty experience.
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'm gonna kill you.
That was good. I feel like I learned a lot about Kid Nation. I'm not sure if I would ever want to go there. But thank you for watching. Make sure to come by my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/BerryGrape. I appreciate you all very much. Bye-bye.